Hey everybody, Mr. Jantix here, and today Xbox had their showcase called the Xbox Partner Presents. Now this was just partners with Xbox, it wasn't anything that they're making themselves, but they showed off 11 different games in about 28-29 minutes, and some of them we knew about, actually most of them we knew about. There's only about 2 that were new games or new announcements, but let's dive into what they showed. So they showed off a Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. They showed off some more gameplay. It was the first in-engine look of that game. General showing of like the environment, what Solid Snake looks like, but didn't really show much else besides environmental stuff. So interesting trailer if you're looking forward to that game. It's going to be big when it comes out because Metal Gear is just a big franchise. They also showed off Alan Wake 2. Launches this week, October 27th, 2023. They showed a little trailer with some stuff going on, not really giving away too much. Then they jumped into a little gameplay fight section with Saga, which is the new female lead, with her fighting some weird mirror effect enemy. It was interesting looking. Essentially, the person looks like they were cut in half at the waist, and it was just 2 top halves of a person. Definitely interesting looking. They showed the fight scene and then not much else. They also showed off some Ark Survival Ascended, which is essentially Ark 2. Kind of disappointed that there's no Vin Diesel in this. I haven't really seen him in this game, so curious if he's even still in it or what happened there. But they just showed off a bunch of environmental stuff, showing off that it's created in Unreal Engine 5 and a bunch of that new tech stuff with the environment and the dinosaurs and the people and all that. Lots of RPGs and rocket launchers being shot around, but nothing really showing off there. Then there was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and they showed off just one side activity, which is a pretty major, it looks like it could be a whole standalone game. It is essentially an Animal Crossing looking game type. There's a whole island where you can get to it, and it's an abandoned island that's full of junk, and you can go in there and you can clean up all the junk and recycle all the parts that you clean up for items and even buildings, and you can make it into a sort of resort that you can actually open up to visitors that can come in and stay at your island, and looks like you can get income and make some relationships to talk to people that way. And that game is coming out January 26, 2024. They also showed off Still Wakes the Deep, which is a walking horror sim looking game that is set on a oil rig that looks to be collapsing under some supernatural thing. The trailer didn't really show much. Showed some walking underneath the oil rig on like some platforms that were falling, so you had to like walk. Not super actiony, but then it went inside where you could hear a creature, but didn't look like anything much was really happening. Just a little like kind of claustrophobic setting where you're just walking around and running away from this creature. Not much shown off. Yeah, looks like it's creepy, looks like it could be a little bit scary, but not really much to go off of with that trailer. Then they had Manor Lords. It is essentially a Age of Empires looking RTS game set in the medieval times. Classic RTS stuff with city building and battles and that kind of stuff. It is coming to Windows on PC Game Pass and Game Preview on April 26th, 2024, and it says it's going to be coming to Xbox sometime after that. No release date for the Xbox. They also had Ikaro Will Not Die, which is a new game that they just showed off. It is an action-adventure game with roguelike elements, and it is set in a futuristic neon city. It looks very interesting. It looks like it's very fast-paced with dodges and dashes and like a little grappling hook that you can grab onto people and swing around. Kind of like over-the-top, isometric-looking game. Very good-looking, very anime-looking. Looks like it could be fun for speedrunners and people who like action-y type fast-paced games. Not really my type of game. Then they had Spirits of the North 2, which is a new indie game, which I guess is not new, it's the sequel, but it's a first look at the indie game. And it's very indie looking in that it's an artsy game where you can control a fox and a crow. It does look like the first one a lot, but this time they said it's a new fox and a crow, which is new. Very much walking around exploring. Looks like there's going to be a lot of puzzles and environmental storytelling, that type of stuff. And no release date, but it said coming soon to the Xbox Series consoles. They also had RoboCop Rogue City. Now this is just another look at the RoboCop game that they showed off during the summer a little bit. The trailer did show off a bunch of first-person shooter stuff, but that it's not just a first-person shooter, that there are RPG elements and dialogue stuff they can do. So it's not just a pure action-based game. It looks more like maybe like a Fallout in that, you know, there's RPG stuff. There is a lot of action, but there's also some other stuff besides just the action. And you get to play as RoboCop, which, you know, hits that nostalgia. They also had Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is a new action RPG coming up. And this gave a more in-depth look at the daily life of the main character, Louisa, and how she can do action stuff during the day, and then at like in the evening you come back to town and there's a whole social side where you get to meet and talk to people, and the more you talk to people, the more your skills go up based on your essentially your relationship status with certain people. Gives you stat buffs in the dungeons. It is a cel-shaded game, definitely has a dungeon crawling aspect, so maybe like a Cult of the Lamb, but instead of, you know, building a city, you're building relationships. Coming to Game Pass for Xbox Series consoles in 2024, but no release date besides the year. And then finally, they have one called The Finals, which is a team-based competitive shooter where multiple teams of 3 are going out and fighting in an arena over what appears to be a safe. It looks very polished, and the environments look highly destructible. It looks like you can even use those destructible environments to your advantage. Block walls, you know, just tear down whole buildings even. Looks very interesting. It's going to be free to play, and the open beta actually starts tomorrow on Xbox, October 26th. So you can start playing it tomorrow to see how you like it. But yeah, that was all the games. It was very quick, 11 games over, like I said, 29 minutes. Also, of those games, all 11 of them, 3 of them are coming to Game Pass, and the 3 coming to Game Pass are Still Wakes the Deep, Manor Lords, and Dungeons of Hinterberg. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of any of these games. Let me know if you're going to jump into any of them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.